Good morning and welcome to our 188th weekly webcast. Now, I feel great, but my throat is kind of a little bit messed up. So I had a post-COVID pneumonia. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the side effect of the antibiotics is it can give you a sore throat. I feel perfect. I do. So here's what I'm going to do. If you have questions, you can type questions and I'll answer them by typing today. And what I'll do is I'll play a video and then I'll answer the questions you guys have here. Okay. I see Peter, Rhonda, Bosco, a bunch of people are asking questions. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some of my best speeches. So I'm going to kick it off with the speech I'm most proud of. It's not that long. It's a graduation speech that I gave at San Francisco State University. And I did this about 5 years ago. My son Andrew recorded it. I hope it inspires you. Please keep typing your questions because I will answer them all. So I'll turn this on. I'll come back in 17 minutes after this is done. I hope you enjoy this speech. Thank you. How you doing? Good. Excellent. I got my son Andrew recording this right there. Everyone say hi. Hey. He thinks I'm not cool, but I'm going to try and make it look like cool now. Is that dope? Graduates, faculty, friends, and family, I want to start off by congratulating the class of 2017. I'm very proud of all of you. However, I hope you don't get a job. I said I hope you don't get a job because I want you to find your passion. Okay? You're all going to be frustrated, right, with whoever it is you're going to be working for. And I want you to know that's a good thing, right? Frustration leads to reinvention. It leads to breakthrough, right? Find the reason you were put on this earth. You want to find your passion, right? And follow your heart as well when it comes to your career. Okay? Now, I want to talk about this guy named Jonas Rivera. Okay? He said he was a terrible artist, right? And he still is. And he's one of the wonderful graduates here from San Francisco State University. Now, before I go on, I'd like to ask, what music is this from? What movie? That's what I'm talking about. Excellent, great. Okay, so he said he was a terrible artist. And he didn't care. He wanted to just follow his heart. And so he went to go work at Pixar. And I actually knew a couple of guys that worked for him. And apparently he's a really good guy. And I spoke to the people that work for him, and I said, why on earth would you make a movie about an older man, a little kid, and balloons? I mean, it's a merchandising nightmare, right? And he said to me, we don't care. We just make movies from our hearts. We do what we love to do, right? And I want you to all do the same thing as well, right? It's never about the money, okay? It's about passion. And he followed his heart. And he won an Oscar award as well, which is pretty cool. Okay? And so, whatever you do, please don't chase money. I know initially you kind of have to, I get it. But longer term, just follow your passion. Follow your heart. Do what you love doing in life, right? And some people are so poor, all they have is money. Okay, so you'll find that if you chase money, you lose your dreams. If you chase your dreams, the money will come accidentally. Okay. And so Confucius had this great quote. He said, find an occupation you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And I really believe it. I really believe it, okay? And Mark Twain's got a lot of great quotes, right? He said the two most important days in your life are the day you're born, and then the day you find out why, okay? And so I put together 10 things that I wish I could have told myself when I graduated, okay? So let's start off with number 10 here, okay? Confidence, right? It's all up here. Your limits are the ones you set for yourself, okay? And there's a great chart I love here. Here's, on the x-axis age, on the y-axis is give a darn, okay? And when you're younger, you don't have confidence issues. You don't care what people think. When you're older, you don't care either. Old people have confidence problems. This is called the triangle of despair, and I want you to avoid it. I want you to not care what people think. I want you to live life on your terms and do what you're passionate about. And you'll be more successful because of that. That much I promise you. And all the successful entrepreneurs I know are successful because of this. And remember, nobody's smarter than you.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. That's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
So true. So true. It's amazing. And the next one is I want you to run to your fear, okay? Whatever it is in life that you're fearful of, I want you to run towards it because your competition won't. If it's public speaking, making an idiot of yourself like I just had here on stage, right? If that scares you, run towards it. If it's accounting, run towards it, okay? Run towards your fears, okay? I'm still scared now. Next up, you need yodas, okay? You need mentors. You get lots of mentors in life, right? You won't get ahead in life unless you have somebody mentor you. So ask them. That was so badass, I gotta show you again. So check this out. What's this here? Alright? So you all need yodas in your life, okay? Next up. Again, don't chase money. You know, Dalai Lama had this wonderful quote. He said the problem with Western society is we sacrifice our health, our entire lives, in order to make money. And at the end of our lives, we sacrifice all of our money in order to maintain our health. And then we look back on our life and we realize we never really lived to begin with. Right? So pay close attention to your health. Okay? If you're happy, you'll be more successful in life. If you exercise, take care of your health, you'll be very happy as well. And that's a good segue for this this program I saw on television. It's National Geographic, I think. And there was a gazelle being chased by a cheetah. And they monitored the gazelle. And when the gazelle was being chased, reproductive systems broke down. The gazelle aged. You know, the gazelle got really sick. We weren't meant to be stressed out like this in life. So be careful when it comes to stress and your health, okay? All right, next up, we've got a great building that's being built right now in San Francisco, right? Traffic's gonna be like LA really soon, I promise you, right? You've got this amazing man named Mark Benioff, right, who owns the largest company, the biggest employer now in San Francisco, Salesforce.com. And in the corporate culture that Mr. Benioff had from day one was this thought process of giving back to society. Everybody that works there, right, they love what they do. They give back to society, not just money, but their time as well. And if you do that, if you create that DNA subfabric within your corporate culture and the company you're going to create, you'll be happier. You'll be more productive as well, right? And the same goes for family as well. You know, when you start your own families, try to have a sense of giving back as well, right? You'll be much more happy and much more productive, as there'll be a wonderful sense of purpose, you know, as you create your company and raise children, etc. Very important, very important. Okay, great. So I also want you to, this one's kind of tough to explain. Now, I want you to set lofty goals, right? And sorry to put Andrew on the spot here, my son, but he loves Derek Jeter, right? And I made him read a book last summer, right, called The Contract by Derek Jeter. And the reason Derek Jeter was so successful was because his parents, from the age of 10, made him write down his goals every January and put it on his wall. And he achieved every single one of them. And the guy's amazing. You know I'm a Blue Jays fan. I don't like the Yankees, okay? Okay. But he achieved all these goals. And in 1953 at Yale University, 3% of the graduating class wrote down their goals. 20 years later, they went back to that graduating class. And the net worth of that 3% was much greater than the other 97% combined. Okay, so write down your goals, put them in your calendar app, on your iPhone, your Android handset, whatever it might be, and repeat them daily. And you know what? You just might achieve them all, so watch out. Okay? Very, very good goal setting. Update them often. Okay, next up we have ethics. Warren Buffett said that it takes 30 years to build up a great reputation and only 30 seconds to destroy it. Careful with Snapchat and stuff, okay? That stuff's around there forever, right? Okay, next up, perception of reality. You're not lost, you're found. That glass is half full, it's not half empty. Cut out everybody in your life that has a negative attitude. You'll be more successful, okay? Number one, this one's big. It's a little bit prophetic too. Ask and you shall receive, right? You gotta ask. You want a raise? You gotta ask. You want a promotion? You gotta ask. You want a date? You gotta ask. I had to ask a million times. That sort of thing, right?
Now, I've actually always found something to be very true, which is most people don't get those experiences because they never ask. I've never found anybody that didn't want to help me if I asked them for help. I always call them up. I called up, this will date me, but I called up Bill Hewlett when I was 12 years old, and he lived in Palo Alto. His number was still in the phone book. And he answered the phone himself. He said, yes? He said, hi, I'm Steve Jobs. I'm 12 years old. I'm a student in high school, and I want to build a frequency counter. And I was wondering if you had any spare parts I could have. And he laughed, and he gave me the spare parts to build this frequency counter, and he gave me a job that summer in Hewlett-Packard, working on the assembly line, putting nuts and bolts together on frequency counters. He got me a job in the place that built them. And I was in heaven. And I've never found anyone who said no or hung up the phone when I called. I just asked. And when people ask me, I try to be as responsive, to pay that debt of gratitude back. Most people never pick up the phone and call. Most people never ask. And that's what separates sometimes the people that do things from the people that just dream about them. You gotta act. And you've got to be willing to fail. You've got to be willing to crash and burn. With people on the phone, with starting a company, with whatever. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far.
Failure is cool. I want you to fail a lot. I want you to take risks in your life. You'll never get ahead if you don't take a lot of risks. Okay? Take a lot of risks. And just know that there's no limit to what you can achieve if you take these risks. Anything's possible. Anything's possible! Sorry I didn't show any San Francisco teams. I should have. Kind of an issue, I guess, right? Sorry. Right. That was awesome, right? And Michael Jordan actually, I don't know if you know this, he got cut from his high school basketball team. And he had this incredible quote that just changed me. I love it. He said, I've failed over and over and over and over and over again. And that is why I succeed. Okay? So embrace failure. Okay? Celebrate it. Except today. Today's a big success. You guys are great. And I want you to dream a lot, right? You can never dream enough, right? And work hard on writing down those goals and making your dreams become a reality. Otherwise, you know what happens? Something awful. You end up working for somebody else, and they pay you to help make their dreams a reality. Okay? And so, about a year ago, I woke up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, right? And it was an awful nightmare. And I got up and I put pen to paper, and I couldn't stop writing. And I wrote this article that got published somewhere online, right? And it's called 8 Reasons to Start Your Dream Company Today. Bear with me, I want to read it to you, okay? I had a dream. It's true. I had a dream that I went to a corporate picnic And I had to tell my kids to please be on their best behavior so it would not limit my career. I hate that. Actually, this wasn't a dream, it was a nightmare. And if I had to create a title for my nightmare, it would be called Forced Family Fun. Okay? It doesn't matter how many companies you start in business, all you have to be right is one time. Okay, so please don't spend the rest of your lives thinking what could have happened. Make it happen starting today. And the cool thing is that in America now, the average age for somebody starting a company is over 50, right? So you guys got a lot of time. Okay? Okay. So many famous people started their business empires out of frustration and failure, right? Jay-Z couldn't get a record label to sign him, so he started his own record label, right? It's pretty cool. Many people don't realize that Bill Gates' first major business venture didn't work out for him either. He failed, right? He's a big failure. And the same thing with Thomas Edison. He failed more than the top 50 entrepreneurs in the world combined, right? It's amazing. It's amazing, right? So, make sure that you follow through on your goals. Okay, very important. And starting your own business should not be about money. Okay, it should be about passion and freedom. Okay, freedom to never have to answer to anyone ever again. Okay? Freedom to set your own corporate culture the right way. Freedom to be able to take an entire week off of school, or of work, and do charity work, right? Or take your kids to school, right? Whatever it might be. Freedom to spend more time during the week with your parents, right? Give them a big hug, okay? Especially with Father's Day coming up soon, right? Hug your dad, please, okay? And your mom too, okay? Okay. And freedom to know that if you work for yourself, it's the ultimate meritocracy. You eat what you kill. It sounds harsh, I know, right? Freedom to know that there's no limitations anymore in your career, okay? Freedom to know that those might have thought of you as a threat at your previous company can no longer hold you back. Freedom from all politics, freedom to create, freedom to donate, freedom to be you. Okay, and so here's 8 reasons that you must write down your business plan starting tonight so you can live life in your terms. Okay. Number 1, freedom to know that working for yourself creates a simple formula so you know how much you're going to be compensated. Okay? As a result of the freedom of self-employment, you don't have to rely on others stealing your commissions, ideas, or hard work. Corporate politics sucks the life, creativity, and freedom. Watch out for that. Okay? Number 2, freedom to know the rules and set the rules so you don't have to dance on eggshells and worry if you're overqualified or a threat to others. Okay, almost done. Number 3, freedom to select your own customers and have the same core values in life that you have. Imagine that, right? Number 4, freedom to challenge yourself and compete with yourself and know in your heart that there's no glass ceiling stopping you from progressing. 5, almost done. Freedom to have the pride and peace of mind knowing that you will never, ever, ever, ever again get out of bed in the morning and tell yourself you're going to work. Okay? 6, freedom of expression and the peace of mind knowing that you're allowed to focus on your personal, passionate pursuit of happiness. 2 more. 7, freedom to spend your time pursuing your charitable passion so you can leave the world a better place than when you entered it. And number 8, freedom to live and work from anywhere in the world. In this new awesome digital reality, working abroad is now an option. Heck, go work in Paris or Dubai or Montreal or Rio or wherever you want to. Okay, so please, 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 don't put off your entrepreneurship dreams. Start writing your business plan right now, and please feel free to ping me over LinkedIn or whatever it might be, because I want to humbly help you. I want to help you, okay? Freedom to live life on your terms starting today. Okay, so just last little message here is, I want you to be your own boss, right? I want you to live life, love life on your terms with no limits, okay? So, in closing, God bless you, and congratulations to the class of 2017. Thank you.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. And for anybody, that's the alarm telling me I have to talk now. For anybody that's frustrated at work, just know I'm here for you. It's why I do what I do, so you can live your life in your own terms. I want to play a 1-minute vlog. It's the vlog I'm most proud of. And if anybody feels the way I talk about in this vlog, please let me know, because I'm here to help you. Regardless of whether you buy my courses, I don't care. I'm here to help. Here it is. Thanks. if you bully people at work, meaning if you're a corporate bully, then I want you to keep watching this. Otherwise, don't watch the rest of this vlog. It's going to be out there today. But for you, the corporate bully, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being such a jerk. And by the way, you peaked in high school and you're so insecure that you treat people poorly. I get it. I get it. You're really insecure. I understand. But you know what? In a bizarre way, and I think what you've done at work, treating people poorly, is disgusting. But I think in a bizarre way, I want to thank you. Because you've motivated the people that you've treated poorly to quit and to join another company. Or you've motivated them to start their own companies. You see, frustration in business can be a beautiful thing. And I say it with love in my heart. Because if you're frustrated at work because you're being treated poorly, and I've been treated poorly many times before, then that forces you to get outside your comfort zone and get a better job. Or better yet, start your own company. If I can be resourceful in any way, helping you start your own company, please let me know. Thank you. Not the bullies, just the people who are being bullied, like I was. Thank you. Back in 2016, I gave a TEDx talk on what I thought the future of the world would look like and how education can solve all problems. I'm going to play that TEDx talk for you in a second, but I'm very humbled to say that my vision of the world has been pulled forward about 20 years because of COVID in terms of online education. And what I do is I pride myself on trying to take the profits from this MBA degree program every year to build a school. And so our first school, it's called Project Magu. And this is me, it's my son Andrew. There he is there. He just started at university, so proud of him. So here's some updates on Project Magu. It's going well. Post-COVID, we're allowed to start building. And as many of you know, I did a webcast last July, a weekly webcast from Rwanda as we were looking at the land. But we're making great progress. It will be ready this year. And so that's a good segue for me to play my TEDx talk to you. It's not that long, I promise you, on how I think you can solve every problem in the world, leveraging technology, education, and acceptance. And I call out Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg in this video that I'm going to show you as well. Again, please don't worry anybody. I'm totally fine. Mom and Dad, if you're watching, I'm 100% fine. You saw the x-ray yesterday, Dad. The pneumonia is gone in my left lung. Here it is. Thanks. Thank you. Better to be deprived of food for 3 days than tea for one. Chinese proverb. Come and share a pot of tea. My house is warm. My friendship's free. Emily Barnes. Make tea, not war. Monty Python. Everybody loves tea. When I was younger and I wasn't feeling well, my mother would give me tea, and then I'd feel much better. For hundreds of years, tea was for medicinal purposes only. And then the British discovered it, and they realized that having tea is like having a picnic indoors. And I believe it was Sting who said, "I don't take coffee, I take tea, my dear." Tea is the quintessential olive branch. And tea was actually introduced in Russia by the Chinese government as a gift to Tsar Alexis in the 1600s. Tea knows no borders. Tea is loved universally. Now, tea in America became popular in the 1800s, and green tea was very popular here. And then by World War II, you couldn't get tea in America. And so America started importing tea from India, black tea. And since then, black tea is the most popular tea in the world. Tea can change everything for us. Tea can solve all of our problems. TEA. Technology, education, and acceptance. Without all three of the aforementioned pillars in place, we can't move forward as a society. Without technology, education, and acceptance are wasted resources. Without education, technology and acceptance are wasted resources. And without acceptance, we move back to the dark ages. So as we look to design our futures,
if we need to move forward, we need to embrace all three of these items. And I'm incredibly excited about the future. If we embrace T, again, we will solve all problems. Now, at the root of this secular growth shift is the primary catalyst of cloud computing. And I'll explain what I mean by this. In 2005, Amazon created something called Amazon Web Services, which is the most important technology platform the world has ever seen. And Jeff Bezos cut the pricing point of Amazon Web Services more than 50 times since 2005. Now, if we compare and contrast this with Microsoft Windows, Microsoft only cut the pricing point of Windows 3 times going back to the 1980s. And so what's happened is a lot of companies have been running all of their technology processes off of Amazon Web Services. And these companies wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for it. What does this mean for education? Well, these technology companies would not exist today. They wouldn't be profitable. These charities wouldn't even exist if it weren't for cloud computing or commensurate services like Amazon Web Services. And so I believe that capitalism and deflation can fix education. Now let's go back to the 1980s. Everybody loves the 80s, right? And probably the most important event of the 1980s was the fall of the Berlin Wall. A barrier came down. And one of my fondest memories of the 1980s was when the late, great Ronald Reagan gave the most empowering speech. And he went off script. And he said a couple of words that changed the world. He said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." And the wall came down. And it was Alan Greenspan at the time that said the reason we had such incredible, prosperous economic growth in the 1990s without inflation and with low interest rates was because this barrier came down. And when the Great Wall fell, the Berlin Wall fell, what happened was you had a lot of very intelligent and well-educated Eastern European labor moving west, right? And that kept inflation in check. There are significant issues when we build walls. In 1948, in Berlin, Allied nations had to fly literally 200,000 planes over Berlin and drop basic necessities, food and water. Well, I believe that another basic necessity is the right to education as well. And I'm worried that as more people get access to online education, more firewalls will be built. We're building more walls. There's a solution to this. I'll talk about it in a couple minutes. Okay, I've taken you to the 80s. Let's now go to the 90s, which was another great decade. And because the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, the top earners in the 1990s were traders, bond traders and equity traders. And I think that teachers are going to be the bond traders of the future. I think that teaching is the most scalable business model there is out there. Think about it. If you're a doctor or, God forbid, a lawyer, you can treat one patient at a time. If you're a teacher, you can teach students in over 190 countries at the same time. It's scalable. And so a lot of people want to teach, a lot of government officials, business executives. But quite often they say, I'll teach later in my career. And what they're not saying is they can't make enough money doing it. And I love teachers because teachers are very passionate about what they do. They don't do it for the money. And that's a beautiful thing. But now, everybody can teach, right? You've got the economic incentive in place. And so in the future, there's going to be many, many more people with practical skills they'll be teaching. And so there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and it's about time teachers get compensated. And so I'm very excited to be part of this movement. So get ready for the multi-decade EdTech secular growth opportunity. Now, I've talked a bunch about the teacher. I want to talk about the student now. What a great time to be a student. You get access to all this incredible stuff online at very low prices. And the amazing thing now about being a student or a child in the middle of almost every continent is you've got more power in your cell phone. You got more access to information and faster access to information than Bill Clinton did in the 1990s. And one of these cell phones or smartphones today has more processing power than every single computer in the world in 1969 that was used to put the first person on the moon. And there's 2 billion of these things. How could you not be excited about this? And so the platform that we'll use for students going forward in the future is, of course, mobile. And the future is now. It's time. It's time for the democratization of education. A cup of tea is a cup of peace. Shositsu Zen. Every single problem in the world can be solved with EdTech. Every single problem without exception. And I want to urge our politicians in Washington and everywhere in the world to wake up and realize, respectfully, that if we're going to progress as a society, we need to understand that education fixes all problems. And the problem with Washington and Wall Street and business in general is everybody is so short-term focused. And because everyone's so short-term focused, I'm afraid we might move back to the dark ages. If we were long-term focused and we looked at education as a solution to all problems, we as a society would progress. And so I've taken you to the 90s. I've taken you to the 80s. We're going to skip the 70s because the 70s was a drag. And we're going to go back to the 60s. And I love JFK. I mean, this guy was so long-term focused. His administration created the Peace Corps. And the Peace Corps did a lot of wonderful things all over the world. He was very long-term focused. And so peacecorps.org has done a lot of good. And I challenge our politicians to create a commensurate platform called globaledtechcorp.org. And I just checked, and that website is available in case they want to register it. If this is coffee, please bring me some tea. But if this is tea, please bring me some coffee. Abraham Lincoln. Wouldn't it be dreadful to live in a country where they didn't have tea? Professor Herb Mayberger. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. This was said by my hero, a young Pakistani woman who changed the world through one brave act. She also had this to say: let us pick up our books and our pens. They are the most powerful weapons. And then something tragic occurred on October 9th, 2012. Malala was shot. She was shot for demanding equal rights to education for women. She stood up for human rights. God bless her. And I think this day, October 9, 2012, should be made a global holiday, every year in every country, so we can observe the importance of education in improving society. Now, what Malala did was she embraced education and she embraced acceptance. Imagine what we can do if she embraces technology as well and adds it to her repertoire. What would result is peace and love in every country, in every city, in every house in the world. It takes one person to stand up and change the world. One person. I don't believe in sending troops overseas to fight wars we can't win or understand. I believe society can change from within. And Malala is one person. I think we're going to get to a point where there's thousands and millions of Malalas rising up, using YouTube and using technology to change the world from within. This can happen if we allow it to. And so we all have the right to water. Nobody owns it. We all have the right to air. We all have the beautiful right of freedom of religion. We can coexist together. But there's one more thing I think that's just as important as these three aforementioned fundamental rights, and that's the right of unfiltered education for everybody, globally. Thank God for tea. What would the world do without tea? How did it exist? I'm glad I was not born before tea. Reverend Sidney Smith. Come, let us have some tea and continue to talk about happy things. Rabbi Podak. I want to talk about tea in government. I want to talk about tea and humanitarian efforts. I want to talk about T and Facebook. A lot of people don't realize that Mark Zuckerberg had a big part to play with the Arab Spring.
Hey everybody, I'm not sure if you can hear me because it looks like the stream has been blocked due to a copyright issue. So please stand by and I'll try to see if I can resolve this. Thanks everybody. All right, stay with me here. Stay with me. It will work in a second. Okay, you guys are about 20 seconds behind me. It looks like we're good to go. So what happened was this, and if YouTube is watching, I'm sorry. When I played that graduation speech I gave at San Francisco State earlier today, there's likely music in it, which led to a copyright block. So sorry about that. So what I'll do now is I'll continue to answer your questions here, okay? HNM said, you said a cuss word, didn't you? No, that's not the issue. So I'll keep taking your questions here. Okay, so stay with me, please. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the graduation speech from my MBA degree program that we had last year. Now, if anybody's interested in my MBA program, go to harounmba.com. So here's a speech. Stay with me because what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to answer your questions here directly over YouTube. And thanks, everybody. I'm a little bit too dedicated. No, I love you guys. All right, here you go. So keep typing your questions. Thanks. Now, I want to congratulate you. You did it. I'm proud of you, and I believe in you as well. You now have all the tools you need in your toolbox to ensure your success. Now, if there's a business problem that you encounter in the future, you can always come back to this MBA curriculum and download the frameworks that we've covered on our journey together, okay? And so you are my first of many props. Here we go. All right, here we go. So you are now armed with many frameworks or quivers or arrows in your quiver here that we covered over the past year. And all these arrows or these frameworks will help you get to where you want to go to career-wise, okay? Now, the only limits that you have are the ones that you set for yourself, okay? And there's nothing holding you back now. Remember that. Actually, there's one thing. There's one thing holding you back. And in order to apply what we've covered on this journey together, we all need one final framework that I'll provide you with today. So this framework I'm going to give you is one word. It's very short. And this framework I'm going to provide you with can melt away limits that you've had for yourself in the past. Okay, I got to build up to this. And this framework that I'll provide you with is one word that can make the impossible become a reality. And this framework I'm going to provide you with, it's in this box right here. Let me put my breakfast down. All right, it's right here in this box, okay? Now, this framework can bring eternal joy to your heart and inspire millions of people. And it can solve every business problem and all personal problems or roadblocks that you might have in life. And this one-word framework that's in this box, this magic box, it's more important than all the many frameworks I provide you with in your quiver of arrows in this MBA degree program. And this one-word framework is the simple secret that all incredible entrepreneurs have deep down inside of them. And it's why they're successful. So before I tell you what's in this, let's put this down here. Before I tell you what's in this, this box there, I want to talk about 7 things that we need to keep in mind in order to achieve success. Number one is balance. Okay? Do you guys remember this? This is from the finance and accounting classes in the first semester. Okay? We use this to understand how a balance sheet works. Now, as you graduate and embark upon your wonderful journey of day one and not one, that's right, remember to have balance in your life, please. And don't tell yourself, please don't tell yourself, I'm gonna put this here, the jingling's driving me nuts. All right, here we go. There we go. Please don't tell yourself that you wanna make a fortune first and then enjoy your life. Because as Oprah Winfrey said, you can have it all, but you can't have it all at once. So I want you to be happy right now, and always right now. And I want you to be balanced as well. I want you to smell the roses along the way. I want you to be happy now. And your career in business, it's not about accumulating wealth. It's about helping other people with your product or service. And if you chase money, you lose your dreams and your money. But if you chase your dreams and you don't give a damn what other people think of you, and you fail a bunch of times, then something amazing happens. Your dreams come true, and the money follows accidentally. It always does, no matter what anybody tells you, okay? And don't make money your idol, please. Now, the Dalai Lama wrote this incredible book that I want you all to read, please. It's called The Art of Happiness. And in the book, he said, the problem with Western society, meaning where we live, is we sacrifice our health, our entire lives in order to make money. And at the end of our lives, we sacrifice all of our money in order to maintain our health. And then we look back and we realized we never really lived to begin with. So balance in our lives can be achieved, of course, we know, by scheduling every single day. Scheduling every single day. Remember this, guys? Okay, good, good. Because failing to plan is planning to? That's right, that's right. So we talked about this a lot. Now, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person, all of you. And remember to schedule each weekday the night before. Okay. And as you write this one-page schedule the night before, you got to write down your goals, okay? Your short-term goals, as well as your long-term 10-year goals at the top of this one-pager here. It works, I promise you. And since 10 years has 3,650 days, all you got to do is you got to get one day divided by 3,650 days closer to your 10-year goals every single day. And so if we take one day divided by 3,650, it equals 0.03%, right? And so if you have 10-year goals, all you got to do, man, is get 0.03% closer every single day. Okay, it's easy to do. You can do it. You get a little bit closer to the goal line every single day, so to speak. Now, this year we passed the 1,000 student milestone in our MBA degree program. And what I want you to do, please, is I want you to partner with at least
5 people from your MBA class, and I want you to set up monthly Zoom calls. And I want you to remind each other what your goals are and the deadline dates you set as well. Okay, because we're all in this together. Now, I want to talk about a great analogy, which is, let's say you embark upon this amazing journey towards achieving your goals. And Lao Tzu said, see here, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step, okay? All right, this is gonna be fun. So we're gonna go on a journey together. I gotta get my arrows in my back, okay? We're gonna go on a journey together. And I'm armed here with the arrows, meaning frameworks, in my quiver that we learned in this MBA degree program. And it's amazing. Actually, you know what? We need some inspirational music. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some inspirational music from a wonderful platinum student of mine. Okay, it's Marcelia Roca. Where are you at? Okay, this is from Reza, your daughter Reza. Remember this one? Okay, great. There we go, there we go. All right, so we're all family here. So we're playing Reza Roca's music here. All right, let's go on this journey. So my 10-year goal is right in front of me. I feel unstoppable. Now, every day is one step over 10 years. So that's 3,650 steps. But let's say that you embark upon this wonderful journey and your goal is on the top of the mountain. And I can see the top of the mountain right there. That's my goal. And as we embark upon this journey, you see that the top of the mountain is getting bigger because you're walking towards it. All right, and you're excited. This is your target. It's right at the top of the mountain, okay? It's really exciting. So you're walking towards it. This is getting bigger because you're getting closer to the top of the mountain. And then something happens one day. You can't see your goal anymore. You can't see the top of the mountain. And so you get frustrated and you wander this way, and you take a break for a little bit too long and you get frustrated. Don't give up. Because the reason you can't see the top of the mountain is because you're halfway up the mountain. You're getting closer to this thing. You just can't see it perfectly. Always keep moving, okay? And what I've been telling my 3 boys here, everyone say hi to Dylan, Matthew, and Andrew. Put your hands up, right? Yeah. What I've been telling my boys since they were born is I say 2 things to them, and then they repeat and answer the question immediately. So watch this. You never? You always finish? That's right. You never give up. You always finish what you started. So don't get worried, okay? Because you will get closer to your goal, because all you got to do is get 1 over 3,650th closer every single day. And so write down your goals, okay? And you'll look forward to getting out of bed every single day to move closer to your goal. And remember, we often overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, but we massively underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade. And you can find balance in your life, and you can achieve all your goals by scheduling and setting a deadline date for all of your goals. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is enjoy, okay? I want you to enjoy everything you do professionally, because as Confucius said, find an occupation you love and you'll never work a day for the rest of your life. You got to find your passion. Now, I want you to enjoy everything that you do professionally. Kind of like all those Excel frameworks we created together. That wasn't school, man. That was fun. I loved it. And I want you to enjoy architecting your business models or your career. And if you don't enjoy it, and I say this with love in my heart as always, then you've chosen the wrong career. You got to find your passion. And the way you know if you found the right career is if I give you a month off and I tell you, you can't go to school and you can't go to work
and you can't travel. What would you do with your time during those 30 days? Okay? That's what you got to think about. You got to find your passion. It's the reason we're here, right? Okay, great. So whatever your passion is, okay, whatever your passion is, or your raison d'etre, don't let anybody tell you otherwise you can't do it, okay? Now, if you've not found your career passion yet, I want you to keep searching, please, and set up many networking goals, or meetings, pardon me, with people in different industries, okay? You gotta find mentors. And I taught you how to do this in the personal growth track in the first semester. And when I say mentors, I mean Yodas. And if you network enough and explore different industries, then I promise you, you will find your passion. Now, I want you to fail a lot too. And I want you to fail fast, because you only have to be right in business one time, okay? Keep failing over and over again. And Christina, please complete this sentence. Tony Robbins once said, repetition is the mother of all. Here, skill. Okay. I heard it somewhere. Okay. All right. Okay, so I have to repeat this. If you chase money, you'll lose your dreams and your money. But if you chase your dreams and you don't care what anybody thinks of you, and you fail over and over again, something amazing happens. Your dreams become true and the money follows accidentally. It always does. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And the only way you can enjoy your life on your own terms is to tell yourself, I love doing what I'm doing. This here says, I don't work here. This is the only nameplate I have on my desk. There we go. Now, if you're frustrated with what you're doing in life, and I'm not just talking to my students, but I'm talking to everybody on the webcast here and everybody in the audience, okay? But if you're frustrated, good. And I say that again with love in my heart, because that frustration will actually force you to reinvent yourself in order to find out what was the reason that you were put on this earth. What is your career passion? It will force you eventually to get a better job or start your own company and make your dent in the universe. Now, frustration is a beautiful thing. And if you get out of bed in the morning and tell yourself you're going to work, then with all due respect again, you're doing it wrong. You got to find your passion and your purpose in life. And what was the reason that you were put on this earth? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go back in time. All right. What movie is this? It's in all my speeches. Right, Jim? Okay. So we're going to go back in time together. And I remember many, many years ago, I just couldn't get a job. And things were not going great. And I was so frustrated that I almost lost hope. And I remember that day well when I called my dad. And I was like, Dad, I don't get it. I'm a nice guy. I've made the firm a ton of money. I think my boss feels threatened by me, which is why he let me go. It's not fair. I did everything the firm asked me to do, and I'm being punished for overachieving. And my dad said to me, well, sometimes you don't understand why things happen professionally, and then you look back later in life, and you thank God that actually happened. And my father told me to read a passage from the Old Testament called the book of Job, okay? J-O-B, which is Job, which is prophetic. But this dude named Job, he lost everything in life. And he understood later on why he was sent down a different path, and everything worked out well for him in the end. So don't worry, because God has a plan. And he already knows what's going to happen, which should put your mind at ease. Feel that peace in your mind. You feel it, Suzanne? Oh, I love it. Yeah. Okay. So feel that peace in your mind and in your soul,
because everything is going to be okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to see crisis as an opportunity. Okay, it's not work that kills us. It's worry that kills us. And Winston Churchill once said that he met a man on his deathbed who talked about all the worries he had in his life, none of which came true. So condition yourself to see crisis as an opportunity, and be a contrarian in life too, please. You know, the best time to buy stocks, as we studied in our options class in the fourth semester, the best time to buy stocks is when the VIX volatility index, which measures fear, is very, very high. You got to be a contrarian. And you got to be unemotional in business and have the courage to do the opposite of everyone else. And Elon Musk is like that. He don't give no damn what people think of him. And he's unemotional in business as well. And so we have to think like Elon and be incredibly unemotional. And Warren Buffett famously said, the New York Stock Exchange is the only store in the world where consumers sell stuff when it goes on sale. Think about that. And Dale Carnegie said that in business, we have to understand that people are often creatures of emotion and not creatures of logic. So the next time you see a crisis in business, I want you to ask yourself, what's positive about this? And then I want you to turn that crisis into an opportunity, because I promise you, your competition will not see it that way. And you have to be a contrarian in order to reach your full potential in life. Now, when life gives you lemons, from a business perspective, you make lemonade, so to speak. And I remember my son, Matthew. Hey, Matthew, I love you. My son, Matthew, during COVID, he wasn't allowed to go to school for a year. And it sucked. He couldn't go out and play with his friends. And so he started a business, a Twitch channel, and he made money that way. And so it was a crisis. You turned it into an opportunity. You took lemons and you made lemonade. And I love you. I love you too, Andrew, Matt, and Dylan. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, you might not understand this right now, but you actually might look back years from now and think to yourself, thank goodness. Thank God I failed. I failed at that. Or thank God I was frustrated with my career because it guided me down a different path. And attitude is everything, and perception becomes reality as well. All right, now, don't forget what Michael Jordan said. I have 8 million props here. Michael Jordan said, I've failed over and over again in my career, and that's why I succeed. Andrew, Michael Jordan is way better than LeBron, okay? He is, yeah, okay, good. We argue about that all the time. Yeah, okay. I'd agree with him, he was right. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, so as we walk up this mountain together, and we're getting closer to our goals, we will, number one, enjoy the journey, and number two, see challenges as opportunities, because our competition is going to freak out, but we will be unemotional and determined. Ask for help along the way as well, please. You know, hitchhike a ride on the side of that mountain if you need help. And we all want to help you succeed. All you got to do is ask. And your mentors will help you. And let's say that you hitch a ride in a car on the side of the mountain with a mentor of yours. And then it starts to rain. And you think, hey man, it's all good. We're driving up the mountain, it's just rain. It's only rain, eh? Yeah. Then you see a bolt of lightning and an avalanche occurs. And it gets worse because hail starts coming down the size of baseballs. Don't panic. Everything will be okay. You don't need that jacket as your mentor God is driving. And have faith in yourself as well. Everything's going to be okay. And during our journey up the mountain, what you got to do is stop, okay? Take a break, as you need to be balanced on the road to success. Do you guys remember this in the curriculum? Yeah? Okay, good. So stop worrying about things you can't control. And there's 2 quotes here on this stop sign, okay? I didn't think it was going to be this big when I ordered from Amazon. It's massive, okay? There's 2 quotes. One of them is, Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry. And the second quote here is, people become attached to their burdens, sometimes more than the burdens are attached to them. Remember that. Cool, fun. So I don't care how old or how young you are. You can reinvent yourself starting today by following your heart and finding your career passion. And that's what I'm here for, to humbly serve you, to help all of you find your passions. And although you're graduating now, this is not the end. You can all come on the classes again for free as gold members, as you know. I'm there to help you. And your classmates are there to help you as well, because we're all in this together. So I want you to enjoy your profession. I want you to be balanced and creative in business. And then you can make your dent in the universe. So whenever you give a presentation or any speech, I also want you to remember to think differently and remember the Cider House rules. You guys remember this? Okay, just remember, be convincing, interesting, different, edutaining, and relevant. And just have fun when you get up there and present as well. Just be yourself. I'm having a blast. Yeah. All right, you guys having fun? Yeah? Excuse me? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent. All right, good. I want you to be different and creative and enjoy everything you do. And you know what, dude? Just be yourself. Because as Dr. Seuss said, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Just be yourself because everyone else is taken. It's easier that way. Okay. The third of 7 things that I want to talk about that's in this one-word framework is letting go. Whatever you thought your past limits were, I want you to let them go, starting today. And there are no speed limits on our journey up this mountain together. And there's no more limits in terms of what you can achieve in life. And I believe in letting go of negative thoughts that we've had of ourselves, because you're always your own worst enemy. I want you to love yourself and love what you do, starting today and forever, okay? And I don't want you to look back, okay? Because you're not going that way. My problem. All right, don't look back because you're not going that way. And we can only look back, so to speak, when we're at the peak of the mountain. Please stay. Okay. When we're at the peak of the mountain and we're admiring the view, meaning admiring our accomplishments. Okay, so just remember that. L is for letting go. All right. Now, I humbly believe also, this is controversial, and it rubs people the wrong way sometimes, but I humbly believe in letting go of friends that criticize us, okay? Because there's no room for negativity in your life, especially as you architect the masterpiece of what will become your next act. So why would you choose to punish yourself by, hanging out with negative people? Have the courage to Heisman them. Get them out of your life. So let it go. So L is for letting go. And remember this sign here? Do you guys remember this? You guys remember this? I painted this during class. This is probably the most important chart you'll ever see in your life. All right. Excellent. You'll love this. You'll love this. Yeah. Yeah. And for those of you on the webcast, Matt, let me know if they can see me or not with this stuff. Thanks, brother. All right, cool. All right. This is the most important chart you'll ever see in your life. Okay? So on the x-axis is age, and on the y-axis is give a damn. Okay. Now, when you're younger, like my kids like Dylan, where's Dylan? That's all right. All right. When you're younger, you're down here. You don't care what people think. When I was younger, I had meltdowns in restaurants. I didn't give a damn. And then when you're older up here, you also don't give a damn, right? You don't have confidence problems when you're older. The problem is when you're a teenager or in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, and you give a damn what people think. It's a very dangerous way to live your life. I call this the triangle of despair, and you need to avoid it at all costs, okay? And I want you to live your life at this level for the rest of your life. Okay? And the best entrepreneurs on the planet, they live their lives at this level. They don't give a damn what people think. When Elon Musk was a kid, he told people he was going to colonize Mars. They thought he was cray-cray, but he didn't care. So you just got to march to the beat of your own drum, so to speak, and don't give a damn what anybody thinks of your career ambitions or anything about you. All right. The fourth thing of 7 that I want to bring up before I share what that one-word framework is in that dope box there. The fourth thing of 7 I want to share with you is inspiration, okay? I want you to either be inspired or inspire other people. And it's kind of like Ted Turner. And remember, we talked about this in the sales, marketing, and communication classes. Now, Ted Turner is one of the biggest landowners in the United States, and he founded CNN as well. But on his desk, he's got a sign that says, lead, follow, or get out of the way. And it's kind of like that with inspiration. Either be inspired or inspire other people. And when you inspire others, you inspire yourself. It's true. So either be inspired or inspire other people. So the fourth part of this framework is I for inspire. And every day is a new beginning. You can start over. So let me put this over here. I want you to look for inspiration and surround yourself with inspirational thoughts and inspirational people as well. And the way you inspire yourselves and others is you do the things you think you cannot do. Do the things you think you cannot do. Okay, and I love this quote here from Elon Musk. Okay, he said, if something is important enough, even if the odds are against you, you should still do it. And he's Time Magazine Person of the Year now. It's amazing. He's certainly done it. He's great. All right, so I believe in you, and whoever you aspire to become, I want you to turn your idols into your rivals, as they were once in your shoes. Now, imagine watching a movie without music in the background. Music is art, and music inspires us. And you set the soundtrack for your own life. You control what you hear, and you control also how to hear it. Listen in a different way. And I want you to remember, I love this quote, it's my favorite quote ever. I want you to remember that unjustified criticism is a disguised compliment. I gotta say it again. Unjustified criticism is a disguised compliment. So when you think that way, you condition yourself to hear things differently. And you tell yourself, bring it on, doubters. It motivates you. And surround yourself with inspiration. I for inspiration. Do the things you think you cannot do. Okay. Now, the fifth of 7 parts of this last framework in our global MBA program is empathy. Before all business meetings and networking events, I want you to think about empathy and compassion. Empathy to the extent that you think to yourself, what are they thinking before you meet them? And what drives them? And how can I help them as well? All right, so I really believe in give and receive, okay? Give and receive. It's prophetic and it's been true since the beginning of time. E for empathy. I want you to help other people, okay? Help other people. Don't just look to be mentored. I want you to mentor other people as well, okay? Because when you mentor and help others, you remind yourself of what your core values are and what your blueprint for success is. When one teaches to learn, remember that. And when you have networking meetings, help the other person when you network, as always. It's kind of like, I remember my son Andrew, he was helping a buddy of his with a math test recently. And he did extraordinarily well, proud of you, I love you, on that math test because of that. When you teach somebody else, you're teaching yourself. Mentor other people, please. Okay, great. Now, we all know, let me put this down here. All right. We all know that your network is your net worth. And the most successful people in business and all aspects of life got there by helping others. So I want you to give and receive. Again, it's airplane. It's prophetic and it's been true. Help other people. And by the way, there's a 747 in the back here that you guys can go in. It was taken out of commission in 1971. You can walk into the cockpit and everything. It's really cool. All right. Number 6 of 7, we're almost done here, is visionary. I want you to be long-term focused and keep your eye on the prize. And thinking short-term is what everyone else does. I want you to be a visionary. As the longer the view, the wiser the intention. I want my students to invent the future. All right, we did it. We just reached the top of the mountain here. It feels good, sort of, but something's missing. Our goals are not ambitious enough. I want to go higher together, okay? Because we can't put our dent in the universe at the top of this tiny anthill called Mount Everest, okay? And as Albert Einstein said, your imagination is your preview of life's coming attractions. Okay, so I want you to be a pit bull on a pork chop when it comes to your long-term goals. And I want you to understand that the top of the mountain is too conservative. Again, Everest is an anthill, right, Eston? That's right. Okay, so V. V is for visionary. And I can't wait to show you the future, okay? Now, we went to the past a couple minutes ago when I wore that Marty McFly jacket. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the future now, okay? And I'm gonna wear this robe that the doc wore. If I can put it on properly, give me a second here. All right, here we go. All right. Let's do this, guys. Okay, and where we're going, we don't need roads, okay? All right, let's do this, guys. Okay. So I've got a telescope here, and I can see the future, okay? Oh, it looks amazing. The future looks bright, except when I look in that light there with this. Oof, geez Louise. Okay. The future looks bright, and the past does not equal the future, okay? So I can clearly see it. I can see the dents in the universe that you're all going to be creating with your careers. And as Pablo Picasso said, everything you can imagine is real. So here's what I see. I see Mark Edwards, or Satones as we call him in our class, from Detroit. His business model is, and I love this is true. His business model is mining rare minerals on asteroids. And he's a world and universe changer. That's what his LinkedIn profile says. World and universe changer. I love it. You inspire me. You inspire me, Mark. What else do I see? Oh, this is cool. I see Todd Martin, who's in our class. He's here today. Todd, where you at, dude? Oh, there we go. Hey, how are you, Todd? All right, everyone say hi, Todd. Okay, great, excellent. So Todd actually, he created CNBC's first studio, and he created the technology for StatCast when we watch sports highlights. So I see that Todd has created a Web 3.0 metaverse platform through his Todd Martin consulting firm, and he's reinvented the media industry. I've seen it, dude. It's awesome. It's great. Next up, I see Marin, who's on the webcast today. Marin from Kenya. You created a cosmetic product that is bigger than L'Oreal. And Kim Cooper from South Africa, who's also on the webcast. Kim, I'll tell you what I see. You took your synergized consulting business and you made it bigger than McKinsey. I also see Dr. Hari. Where's Hari at? Where are you at? Hey. Excellent. Yeah. Now, Hari is our expert PhD engineering student from Minnesota. And he actually created a glass product that uses water between the panes to cool down your house. And it's way cheaper than typical air conditioning. And he got Huey from Australia, who's an expert in HVACs, to partner with him. Nicely done. Next up, I see Saber from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Hey, Saber, how are you, man? He created a cloud computing product that dethroned Amazon Web Services. What else do I see? I see right there, Jim Tosif. How are you, Jim? What's going on, man? So Jim from California here, he's already managed more than $250 million in his firm in the past. And what he's done actually is he's created a cryptocurrency blockchain that's actually much faster than Ethereum. And he actually has. It's amazing. You inspire me, brother. Awesome. Excellent. Cool. I also see Tao and Ginny. Tao, where are you at? You're here, yeah? Right here. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent. And Ginny is on the webcast from Vietnam. Okay, great. So yeah. So I see Tao and Ginny from Vietnam. They reinvented how to teach business online. And their profits are for building mini schools for women in Vietnam. It's awesome. And this is actually true because they're making a version of my course called An Entire MBA in One Course in Vietnamese that comes out shortly. And the profits go to helping students in Vietnam. Excellent. I see Holger, who's on the webcast from Tokyo. Hey, bud. He created the most successful Oktoberfest restaurant chains all over the world. I see Eileen Deo Gracias. Eileen, where are you at? Right there. Okay, cool. How are you? Woo! So Eileen from Atlanta, she just revolutionized remote medicine. And what a beautiful last name. Her last name is Deo Gracias, which in Spanish means thank God. I love that. I see Rediona, who's on the webcast from Albania. She's created a learning system for children 1 billion times better than Montessori, and she's inspired billions of children to reach their full potential in life. Now, Isaiah from St. Louis, okay, he just got this amazing job in venture capital. This is true, okay? Reporting to the founder of Reddit. It's unbelievable. And I didn't need to look through this thing, actually, because he literally just got the job, which is amazing. And he did it, and I'm proud of you, buddy. He did it with relentless networking and with many frameworks as well. All right. So I see Dr. Dion. Dion's right here, yeah? Hi, Dion. Hey. I see Dr. Dion from Florida. Wow. She's actually revolutionized remote physical therapy, and she's already won Olympic gold medals with her team. That actually happened in the past at the recent Olympics. You inspire me. Cool. I see Peyton Kalawahea, who can't be here today because he's got a family reunion, but he's from San Diego, and he just took his startup that you all know called GameReport.io public. And it's a $4 trillion IPO. He's done good. Yeah. I see Kemi, and Kemi is in Ottawa. I'm so sorry you had to cancel last minute. I hope Ari is feeling better. I love you. So Kemi has continued to be a superstar venture capitalist, and she's the owner of the largest venture capital firm in Africa, which is the Final Frontier. Actually, Kemi gave an incredible venture capital speech with Y Combinator, which is the #1 startup incubator on the planet. You inspire me, Kemi, and all my students do as well. I see George from Texas, right there. Hey, George, I love you, brother. All right. And George flew in early just to help with the setup. So thank you, George. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I see George from Texas. He just took his LGGD land development company to the next level, and he overtook Ted Turner as one of the largest landowners in the world. Buy land, they aren't making it anymore, and don't mess with Texas. Yeah. Great to see you, buddy. I see Suzanne Cruz. Right there. Woo! Suzanne Cruz is the top keynote speaker on the planet. It's true. And you're incredibly well spoken. Yeah. And she's actually published 17 international bestsellers. And she's also headed up prison reform to keep those unfairly punished to be set free. Yeah. All right, cool. I see Quincy, who's online. Sorry you couldn't make it, buddy. He's reinvented online education, and his company just got acquired by Google. He's done great. I see Eston. Hey, Eston. And what he's done is he just created the largest private equity firm on the planet, and you just dethroned KKR as the world's top PE firm. I believe in you, buddy. Okay. I see Corey. Where's the Corey Burke? Hey, buddy, how are you? Corey lives in Arizona, but he's from Manitoba originally. He's one of my people, Canadian, represents. Yeah. So Corey has reinvented the entire personal development industry, and he actually dethroned Tony Robbins as the #1 personal growth influencer on the planet. I believe it. You inspire me so much, brother. You do. Okay. I see on the webcast here, Usama Habibi. I love you, brother. I wish you could be here. So Usama's from Jordan. I want you to meet Zaid, who's also here from Jordan. He owns Saj. So Usama Habibi in Jordan just bought all of Dubai. Yeah. All right. So I've seen the future, and I've seen what you've all accomplished, and I can't get this jacket off. Yeah. However, the only reason you all accomplished so much is because of what is inside that box down there. Okay? We're almost done here. Now, we're still on the 6 of 7 parts of this last framework. Recall, number 6 is V for visionary. Now, do you guys ever play golf? And while you're golfing in your backswing, you tell yourself, this is not going to be a good shot. You ever do that? I do that a lot, or I used to. And it's always a terrible shot. And Matt Lacus, who's my wonderful chief creative officer, is a scratch golfer. Matt, where are you at, man? Hey, brother, I love you, man. Yeah. But if you lack confidence, and the mind is a powerful thing, because if you visualize success, your future success, okay? If you can see it, you will achieve it. You have to see it, though, okay? And you got to believe it. And don't give a damn what anyone else tells you, okay? These are your dreams, not theirs. I want you to visualize your future success, and I want you to take the shot with confidence, okay? Take the shot with confidence, and if you visualize success, then you'll achieve it. Okay, great. So the last part of this framework is E for energetic. And I want you to get into that peak mental state and maintain high energy when selling yourself or your business. Okay, because your delivery is crucial, as the medium is often more important than the message. And Maya Angelou once said, people might not remember what you said, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. Your body's a temple also. Treat it accordingly in terms of sleep, nutrition, and exercise. And yes, you do have time to exercise every day, especially if you schedule everything the night before. You do have time, okay? E for energy, okay. So treat this right, and this works much gooder. Yeah. No? I'm trying here, guys. Okay, sorry. So E is for energetic. Okay. And Christina and I, Christina, where are you at again? Over here, yeah. Again, another round of applause for Christina. I love you. Yeah. So again, Christina and I, we compete. It's co-opetition. And every day when I'm teaching, we try to see where we are on this bottle. And she always beats me, okay? But this is great. So E is for energetic, okay. And let me put this over here. Okay. And the only way to feel empowered and full of energy is to understand and really believe this. It's from Steve Jobs. He said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Now, in a moment, we're going to do an exercise together that will help you live your life on your own terms, okay? So what is this? What is this one-word framework in this box? What is this? So what is this? Oh man, I can see it. This is unbelievable. I can see the shiny word right there. It looks dope in a row. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. So what is this one-word framework that can change our lives and help us finally live our lives on our own terms? What is that one-word framework? Well, before we get there, I want to quickly review. We're almost halfway done. Yeah, I'm kidding. No, we're almost done, promise you. All right. Before we go there, I want to quickly review the 7 components of this one final framework. Okay, so we're going to go through this here quickly. This will be a nice summary. All right. The first is B for balance. Okay? The second one is E for enjoy. The third one is L for letting go. Okay. See my corporate colors? All right. The fourth one is I for inspire. The fifth one is E for empathy. The sixth one is V for visionary. And the last one is E for what? Energy. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent. Move this over here. This space. All right. Here we go. That's good enough. Okay. Sorry, everyone on the webcast. All right. I put up a believe on the stage there. Okay. So the 7 letters spell this one-word framework that's right here. Are you ready for it? Are you really ready for it? How ready? Thank you very much. Okay, so here it comes. The one-word framework, your final arrow in your quiver of tools to use to take your career and personal life to the next level, it's believe. Believe in yourself, okay? So you are now fully armed with many frameworks taught in this MBA degree program. You now have everything you need to build something far bigger than yourself. If you choose to believe in yourself, it's your choice. Whether or not you think you can do it, you're right. Okay, now the only missing ingredient to your perfect life is believing in yourself. That's it, simple. Be you, be yourself, as everyone else is taken. Okay, and I want you to believe and know in your heart that your family and friends love you for being you. Just be yourself, it's easy. You saw I made an idiot of myself tripping over things. Just be yourself and don't care what anybody thinks. And everything will work out, I promise you. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can change the world. You know, like the Rodin sculpture, I think, therefore I am. Okay, believe that no one is smarter than you. And I believe that deep down in my heart so much that I licensed this video here about Steve Jobs.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
What I'd like for you to do right now, I want you to think about your dream, because I'm in a room full of dreamers. Think about your dream right now. I want you to think about it and envision it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you. I do not believe that any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams. And I want to share something with you that has changed my life. I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how far-fetched it might appear to be. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know, that dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning, that I can have my dream, that in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. That you have greatness within you, that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision, that you're an uncommon breed. It's necessary to know that. Don't let nobody steal your dream. I used to ask myself, can I do this? And something said within me, hey! Do not scratch your eyes.
Now it's time to add to your resume.
You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here.
NBA champion.
With the very last kick of Troy Deeney wins it for Watford.
Man, I'm so hyped right now. Anything's possible. Anything's possible! Oh.
Dad, we won! Yes! We won,
I love you, Andrea. Wasn't that great? We did it. We did it. Yeah. That was fun. That was fun. All right, I love that video. I've seen it like 8 million times. So just believe in yourself, okay? It's easy. Now, it's easier to believe in yourself if you tell yourself, I don't give a damn what people think of me. I believe in me. And that's what I need to tell myself over and over again. I'm a big believer that if you believe in yourself, then and only then can you truly live life on your own terms. And so I want to talk about one of my students, and the student from this year's graduating class who I think might be here today. She inspires me so much. She inspires everyone in our class so much as well. And I believe that she embodies all 7 letters in that belief framework. And I'm incredibly grateful for her incredible leadership in this class with organizing this unbelievable event. Okay, she made it possible. And it's no surprise that she is the head of the Haroun Education Ventures Alumni Network. And so it's my great honor and privilege to present the 2021 Believe Award to Christina Hong. Christina, come up here. can't imagine the class of 2021 without this incredibly positive attitude, this person who inspires me so much, and all of us as well. Now, I also want to thank my son, Andrew, and Julian for helping today. And I especially want to thank my partner in my company since day one. And without this person, this whole online MBA program would not exist. I want to thank my only partner in my company and my great friend as well. And I'm giving him the first ever honorary platinum MBA degree. You all know him and you love him too, okay? His name is, of course, Matt Lacus. Matt, get up here, brother. That's awesome. And we have a couple people here that are in the class of 2022, and Matt teaches a couple classes on videography in the 4th semester as well. He's great. He's great. I love you guys. Okay. Now, one of my amazing students that graduated from the Platinum MBA program last year, named Vital, believes in himself. And I believe in him as well. And together, we believe that we will help to humbly put our dent in the universe. And so Vital, Matt, and my son Andrew and I, we collaborated on what we call Project Magu. And Magu is the name of the village that Vital is from in Rwanda. And we started Project Magu, which is all about building schools all over the world. And so we started also because we believe that education can solve all problems in the world. Now, this is a video shot in Berlin in 2019 when I first met Vital.
So Vital and I are going to collaborate on what we call Project Magu. And Magu is the name of the village that he's from originally. And what we're going to do is we're going to leverage online education to provide scholarships and full access to all business and personal development courses to 100 students in his hometown. And Vital's story is so inspiring. He inspires me so much. Do you want to share your story?
So the story is how I grew up in that village called Magu. So it's a village with no access to electricity, no access to internet, no access to infrastructure. And I got a chance to go to study primary, secondary, and university. And so many kids in my age mate, they didn't get a chance to get that education. And so when we met Chris, because he's so much passionate about education, and so I was sharing with this my story with him, and he asked me one question like, if you would be given time, what would you do? What are you passionate about? So I shared that my passion is to give back to that village specifically, because I know that they don't have access to that high quality education. And so that's how the idea came, like, okay, giving back to that village through education. And so yeah, that's the background. And so I grew up in that village and went to university and made it to university, to master's degree in Germany, and I have just a heart to give back to that village.
Together, we believe that every problem in the world can be solved with a combination of education and technology, and we're going to make it happen together, and we're going to create a blueprint, a business plan, so to speak, based on Project Magu, so that anybody in the world can apply what we've learned to provide online education to every student in the world.
Even in those villages like mine.
And so this past summer, my son Andrew and I flew to Rwanda, which was not easy, of course, given the many COVID tests we had. And we started building the school. And what I want to do is show you quickly here our progress and the reason I do what I do, which is to build schools. And so special thanks to Andrew for filming this and for Matt for editing this video. So here's our progress so far. And this past summer, we actually flew to Rwanda. So check it out.
I want to thank you all for allowing us to build a school here.
ngo ndashaka kubashimira cyane kubw'ubufatikanye no kwemera yuko ibikorwa nk'ibi byaza muri community yacu.
I'm so impressed by how beautiful this country is.
ngo byanshimishije cyane kubona uburyo iki gihugu cyanyu ari cyiza cyane.
And how amazing everybody is here too, and thank you.
Ukuntu muri abantu beza hano, muri abantu beza cyane.
Thank you.
ngo murakoze cyane.
So we're here in Rwanda, beautiful Rwanda, at Project Magu. We just purchased the land from a number of different people. Vital had to talk to a gazillion government officials, and we put it all together. And so it's about an acre, as you can see right here. And what we're going to do is construction will start in about a month. Given COVID, things have been pushed back a bit. And it's a much more ambitious project than we expected because we're going to have 5 buildings on the campus here. We're going to have a computer lab, also a carpentry center, a welding center, and 2 meeting rooms as well. Right, so there's a lot going into this. It's going to be completely self-sustainable as well, good for the environment. We have 50 Raspberry Pi computers, and we're using Raspberry Pi because they don't take up much electricity. And we're going to have 40 solar panels on the roof as well. Completely self-sustaining, good for the environment, et cetera. And thank you so much for setting all this up.
Thank you so much also for kicking this up. And it's gonna be great. And we are so grateful because one of the success that we already enjoyed is the people here, the people that sold us the land. They understood the reason behind this. They didn't just sell the land because of money. They understood the reason and they were willing to even sell their houses. There is this house, for example, and we were just grateful that people understood and they back the idea up. And so we are so grateful. And it's not just a computer lab, but it's going to be really a learning center and and bringing the community together. There is more than one thing that's going to happen. They're going to learn, people are going to learn, and they're going to also kind of have a place where they can come and connect again and build their community. So we are grateful. Thank you so much.
Amazing, dude. I met Vital about 2 years ago at a Udemy conference.
Yes.
Udemy conference in Berlin. And we said we're going to do it, and you're my hero, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
I aged a lot in 2 years. You can see that too. Yeah. Thank you. And Matt, great job with the editing. The audio issue was mine. My syncing, it was my issue, but great job. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And so my goal is to build mini schools with my MBA students. And our next school is going to be in Kenya with Maroon, one of my Platinum MBA students. Hi, Maroon, on the webcast. And then after that, we're going to build a school with Kemi, who's also on the webcast in Ottawa. We're going to build a school with Kemi in Nigeria, who's also one of my students. And all of us together, we can and we will solve all problems in the world with education. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change the world. Now, education can and will fix every problem in the world. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for taking this MBA degree program. Let's build our dreams together. It's now time for an exercise, okay? The final exercise of this program. So here's what we're gonna do. Everybody watching this on the webcast and here in the Hiller Aviation Museum, everybody watching this, including friends or family that might be sitting beside you right now, okay? I want everybody to be part of this exercise, including Andrew, as well as Matthew, Dylan, and Julian as well. And by the way, Julian, who's Andrew's friend, just got accepted to Villanova University, which is an amazing school. Congratulations. So here's what we're going to do. It's really easy, but this will change your life. So I want everybody to make sure, people in the webcast as well, please. I want you to make sure that your cell phone is in your hand. It looks like it is for everybody already. Yeah, right, cool. It is for Andrew, right? There you go. I knew you'd have it in your hand. All right. So everybody, put your cell phone in your hands. And if you don't have a cell phone, then get a piece of paper and a pen. Okay, do that right now, please, especially on the webcast. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go, all of us here, I want you to go to your calendar on your cell phone. So open that app. And on today's date in your calendar, I want you to create a calendar entry at 5 a.m. that repeats every day at 5 a.m. forever. Don't write anything in that calendar entry yet, please. And in the next 30 seconds, just get your cell phone ready, open up your calendar, create that calendar entry for today at 5 a.m. and make it recurring and repeating every day forever. And if you have kids that are 8 years or older, they must participate in this exercise too, if they're in the room right now. Isabella too. Isabella's my niece. Everyone say hi to Isabella. Hey. Okay, cool. So let's do this. All right. So what I want you to do is this, please. I want you to write down in your cell phone, okay, in that calendar entry or on a piece of paper if you don't have a mobile, I want you to write down. I want you to write down the following letters at the top of the calendar, okay? Here we go. Those letters are believe. B-E-L-I-V-E. Spell that right? Yeah, I before you. All right, so write down believe. Then what I want you to do is right below the word believe that you just wrote down, we're going to write what it stands for, meaning all 7 words. Write them down with me, please, right now. Here we go. B is for balance. E is for enjoy. L is for letting go. I is for inspire. E is for empathy. V is for visionary. And lastly, E is for energetic. So life all comes down to a few short moments. And this exercise we're going to do together is one of them, okay? This will be one of a few short moments in your life that changes your life, okay? Now, before we start this exercise, and I want everyone over the age of 7 to do this exercise. And if you have loved ones, okay, that don't speak English, please translate to them right now, okay? I want everybody to be part of this, like Marcelia's mom. Yeah, great. One more thing before we start. It's never too late to start over. Now, in the 1950s, the average life expectancy was 26 years younger than it is today. What does that mean? So what, Chris? Well, that means that you're all 26 years younger than you think you are. It's true. And many people watching this right now on the webcast and live here will live to be at least 150 years old. It's true. And you can start over right now. You are young and you are young at heart, and it's never too late to start over. Believe that, please. And there was a study done at Yale University many years ago in like 1950. And what they did was the graduating class at Yale University in 1950, they asked them all, how many of you have written down your goals? And only 3% had written down their goals. And then 20 years later, in 1970, they went back to that graduating class and they calculated that the net worth of the 3% that wrote down their goals was greater than the other 97% combined. This works. One last comment before we start this exercise. So the reason that most people give up on their New Year's resolutions by the 3rd week of January, the reason why over 90% of people give up on their New Year's resolutions by the third week of January is because they did not set a deadline date. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 10 minutes right now to write down, okay, in your calendar or on that piece of paper. I'm going to give you 10 minutes right now to write down in your calendar or on that piece of paper what your perfect life is in 10 years from now, meaning write down your goals, okay? The goals you're going to accomplish over the next 10 years. And beside all the goals that you write down, I want you to write down the deadline date in brackets beside each goal, okay? And I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do it. And please don't be conservative, please. I want you to think big, and then I want you to think much, much bigger, okay? Great. And as James Cameron said, the brilliant Canadian, Representative Canadian, the brilliant filmmaker who made Avatar and Titanic, he said, if you set your goals so high and you fail, you still fail above everyone else's expectations. And who gives a damn what anybody thinks anyway? Just believe in yourself. Okay, so over the next 10 minutes, I'll put up some motivational quotes here and inspiring music. You have 10 minutes to do this. Go. Welcome back. How do you feel? How do you feel? Awesome. I don't know if you guys caught it, but Dr. Dion, who's sitting right here, we had a wonderful quote from her that actually started all these quotes. Yeah. On the webcast, I'm sure you saw it as well. Cool. All right. So you guys feel great. Good. So do I. Now, make sure, please, I'm getting on my knees. Watch. Okay. Please follow through on these things. Okay? Please follow through. Okay? I want you to repeat that calendar entry every day forever. Just remember me praying, please. I want to be a tiny part of your success as well. All right, so it's a 5 a.m. A calendar entry. And what that means is this. Every day when you wake up, it's the first thing you see. Okay, so you won't forget it. And schedule each day, because if you want to get something done, give it to a... That's what I'm talking about. Excellent. Okay, good. All right, once you achieve some or all of the goals, then I want you to push the goalpost out. Okay? Because sometimes when you achieve goals, you're like, now what? You got to keep pushing the goalpost out and set more aggressive goals. Okay? And once you achieve them, push the goalpost out and then set new goals and believe in yourself so you can become the person that achieved those goals and so that you can live your life on your own terms. And if you feel frustrated at work over the next year or so or more, good. And I say that again with love in my heart. I believe in you. And I say that because it'll motivate you if you're frustrated, okay? Just read those goals on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis and channel your frustration, meaning your goals, into becoming a reality. And fellow Canadian actor, I'm Canadian, as you know, Jim Carrey, what he did was, he actually grew up pretty close to me in Toronto. And he and his father, they were dirt poor. And their job, and they lived in a trailer home, their job was they cleaned the washrooms at a local high school. It was awful. And they did that after hours. And then Jim Carrey, he was so frustrated. What he did was he sat down one day while he was cleaning the bathrooms and he wrote a blank check to himself. Okay, he filled it in. He filled in a check for $10 million for services rendered. And when he was frustrated, he looked at that check. Of course, that's a metaphor for his goal. And I want you guys to look at your calendar entries as well. And of course, he cashed it one day. Yeah. One more thing. Teddy Roosevelt said, believe you can, and you're halfway there. So what does that mean? Well, that means, do you guys believe you can do it? Make it happen. Okay, cool. All right. Now, I want you to change the lens by which you see the world. I want you to look for inspiration in your life. And there's so many wonderful success stories about people that came from tough backgrounds, and they made it big, very inspiring. And just know that anyone that has made it big has failed more times than you and I have combined. So I want you to embrace failure. And these failures that you'll have, perceived failures, it's up to you how you want to see it, man. You can either see them as stumbling blocks or stepping stones. Okay? It all depends on how you see it. And speaking of rocks, anybody know who this is here? It's not Corey Berg over there. Massive. Yeah. It's The Rock. Dwayne Johnson, of course. See, Dylan, The Rock. Yeah. All right, cool. So Dwayne Johnson, who of course is The Rock, he was arrested many times when he was younger, and he failed a lot. But his positive attitude was what helped him to become the biggest star on the planet. And he once said, if you got your back against the wall, there's only one way to go. So remember, the rocks you're seeing in front of you, they're not stumbling blocks. They're stepping stones on your path to greatness. Perception becomes reality. It all depends on how you see it. I think, therefore I am. Whether or not you think you can do it, you're right. See things differently. All right, now time for the most important part of this event, which is the graduation diplomas. So as I call your name, okay, thank you. As I call your name, please come up and receive your degree, okay? So our first graduate is Eileen Deo Gracias. Congratulations, excellent. All right, next up we've got a fellow 905er from my area code in Canada, Mississauga. We got Bhavik Thakkar. Yeah, he's from Mississauga, that's my hometown. Yeah. Next up, from beautiful Florida, we have Cassandra Gimpu. Next up, we've got Christian Chang. Okay. All right, next up, we've got the one, the only, Christina Hong. Woo! I don't work here. She doesn't have a job, she has a passion. Woo! All right, next up, we've got Corey Berg, a fellow Canadian. Next up, we've got Dave Capel. Dave always keeps me laughing. He's got the best sense of humor ever. Yeah. Next up, we've got Dr. Dion Vernon. We have Eston Esau now. Woo! All right, now we've got George Delaney from Texas. All right, George. And thanks again for coming a day early to help us set up. You're the best, man. All right, next up we got the doctor, Hari Matkuri. Next up is Jim Tosif. We got next is John Battolino. John lives close by here. He's in Petaluma as well. Jose Hernandez. Next up, we got Jose Montesinos. Woo! Yeah! Jose actually, he and his family took the Amtrak train from Chicago to here. It's amazing, yeah. All right, next up, we've got somebody from Egypt. My Habibi, one of my people, Khalid Arai. And Khalid actually flew in from South Carolina for this, and he's going tomorrow to Cairo. Next up, we've got Kurt Hosch. Now, on Kurt's LinkedIn profile, he's got more cowbell. So he got all my cowbell references. Okay, next up, we have Marcelia Roca. And make sure to thank your daughter, Reza, for the incredibly inspiring music. All right, next up, Mufadal Hussein. He's here. Here we go. All right, next up, the keynote speaker, Suzanne Cruz.
I just want to say this. How many of you remember when he says, I'm going to throw you in the deep end of the pool now?
Yeah. but I said that with love in my heart. I think that was in one of the finance classes. That's right, I remember that. Thanks for remembering. Yeah, awesome, cool. All right, next up we have Tao Wang. Next up we have Todd Martin, Mr. Web 3.0. And our last one goes to Vijay Patodi. Vijay Patodi, congratulations. Excellent. So that's our class of 2021. Congratulations. Woo! Now, I want to thank you all for your time and your commitment on this awesome journey that we've gone through together. I also want to thank Christina again so much, and Matt for setting up the graduation. And I want to also thank my staff and my partners who are watching today on the webcast for making this journey possible for all of us, including Doug, Joey, Joe, Cassandra, Daniil, John, Andrew, Matthew, Dylan, Vital, and John Marco, and of course, most of all, the most important thank you is to my very patient wife, Christine. I love you. Because MBA does not stand for married but available. I love you. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. She's my rock. Love you. Okay, great. Now, I want to end this MBA degree program right now on this positive note. And I want you to get up and start working on architecting your perfect life armed with what you've learned in this MBA degree program. And more importantly, armed with this new empowering belief that you have in yourself. Now, this is not the end. It is not the beginning of the end. It is perhaps the end of the beginning. I believe in you. God bless you. And don't ever worry about your career, as God already knows what's going to happen. Believe in yourself and think with your heart first. I believe in you and I love you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking around, everybody. So I'm going to continue to answer questions over YouTube chat here. I just canceled the 10 a.m. Zoom call I do with my silver students, so sorry about that. We'll resume it next week. And I'll keep answering questions here for everybody in the general webcast. So what I want to do is I want to show you the MBA very quickly here, and then we'll move on to something else. So if you're curious about the MBA, you can always go to HarounMBA.com, okay? And then you click here on Buy Courses and the MBA. Now, as you know, there's 3 different versions of the MBA. I've got silver, gold, and platinum. And again, I know I sound awful, but I feel great, okay? So nobody worry, please, especially mom and dad if you're watching. But if you go to my website, HarounMBA.com, there's silver, gold, and platinum. Silver you can sign up for today. Okay, it's like Netflix on demand, and you can watch it today. The next gold and platinum program starts on Friday, September 30th. That's going to be every Friday for a year. Positions are limited. This is going to be a smaller class. It's first come, first serve. And anybody that wants to join the June class, oh, sorry, we're sold out at this point. So what I'm going to do here really quickly, and then I'll get back to answering your questions, is I'm going to play a very short video for each of the 5 components of the MBA program. I'll play them all back to back to back. The first one here is economics management and strategy. And the 6th part of it that I'm going to be adding very soon. Hold on a second. This is called Throat 37. It's working a little bit, eh? Opera singers use this. So if you ever go to an interview or you have a presentation and you're losing your voice like I am, and mine will be back by tomorrow or Saturday, you can use this product. But there's 5 parts of the MBA program. The 6th one I'm adding is called technology. And I'm going to be teaching you all how to program and how to use many different technology products to take your career to the next level. And I was a programmer for years back in the 1990s when I worked at Accenture, so awful humor, sorry. So I'm a nerd, and I'm going to be teaching you all that. And anybody that already signed up for my 3 MBA programs or is going to, you'll all get that stuff for free forever. And I'm going to be adding hundreds of hours on programming, and I'm going to make it fun as well, in visual. And I'm going to be using a lot of props as well. So when you code, you have subroutines, sub-procedures. And this is a submarine sandwich. I got a 3D printer. You guys will love this when I'm done with it. I'm using a lot of other props as well. So in business, we like to think like the other party does, the other person. Okay, it's called empathy. Now, with programming, we have to think like the computer. And I'm going to teach you how. So if a software product wants to make this eraser on this pencil green, it goes big to small as follows. Pencil.eraser.color equals green. And I'm a tiny human being. I'm a very small man. Awful dad humor. I'm going to shut the hell up now. So I'm going to play these 5 short videos now on what the 5 components are of the MBA program, aside from the tech part that I'm adding soon. And then I'll come back for more questions as well. Keep typing your questions here. I'm going to answer them all the way up until 11 a.m. today. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, I'm doubling down on my students. Here we go.
Inside the Economics Management and Strategy section of the Haroun MBA degree program, we focus on teaching relevant information for the real world. We also examine how governments affect the economy and what that means for investors. In addition, we analyze successful companies and industry leaders' best practices, which you can apply to your career to take your career to the next level. We'll also learn everything there is to know about cryptocurrencies when we take a deep dive into the topic and consider what impact they will have on the financial systems in the future. This section is full of relevant case studies, including Apple potentially buying Nintendo. This section also includes many frameworks and research systems that graduates always rave about that have taken this program, because it provides them with actionable lessons that they can put into use right away to greatly impact their future wealth. We also discuss, in an entertaining and educational way, fiscal policy, monetary policy, international trade, how to manage and motivate people, and so much more. So take control of your financial future. Success is closer than it seems. Join us now and learn how to achieve your future dreams faster. I'll see you on the inside of the program. Thank you. Over the last decade, there's been an explosion of entrepreneurship with the advancement of technology. The amazing thing is that anybody can start companies now with very little capital and in any country. But sadly, most of these businesses will fail within 2 years. Now, the difference between success and failure is planning and execution, because failing to plan is planning to fail. In the entrepreneurship track, we have what I call our Venture Capital Bootcamp. I guide you through all the practical steps that you need to grow your existing company or launch a new company, including raising money, creating a rock-solid go-to-market business strategy, building your management team, determining the product and or service that you're selling, and creating financial statements the easy way. I have a lot of experience with venture capital, as I've participated as a teacher and a keynote speaker at venture capital events all over the world, including judging business models on many occasions at the Stanford University Graduate School of Business. In the entrepreneurship track of the program, you are given many up-to-date and easy-to-use templates for writing a business plan, including finding your customers, researching your competition, and securing the necessary financials to ensure your company's success. This section is jam-packed with practical skills and knowledge that will give graduates the upper hand in the new economy. Students are provided with the step-by-step lessons to launch and execute a successful business idea that will thrive today and in the future. If you've ever dreamed of starting your own business, you'll be armed with the essential tools needed to ensure success. Learn why relationships are more important than product knowledge, and together, let's build your business empire. I'll see you in the program. Thank you. Do you want to learn all of the practical finance and accounting skills that you need to be successful in a really fun way from scratch? In this track, we cover everything from managing your personal finances to even starting a hedge fund and everything in between. I teach you the basics and the advanced ways to analyze and value companies, create a diversified investment portfolio. I also teach you how to invest in stocks, bonds, commodities, real estate, and even advanced options topics covering derivatives, investing in options, future swaps, and much more. And I promise you that I will explain it all in a fun and easy to understand way from scratch. You will learn how to use my VFT, meaning Valuation, Fundamental, and Technicals Investment Research Framework, that uses my specially designed 100-step process and comprehensive, brand new state-of-the-art investment template to research and analyze stocks to ensure that you can pick profitable investments in the long run. When you finish this track, you will be able to manage portfolios like a professional by using the many financial models and frameworks I provide you with to outperform your competition, regardless of whether it's your own money, your client's money, or corporate or government portfolios. This track is so comprehensive and enjoyable. You can go from being financially illiterate to a savvy professional investor in practically no time at all with the methods that you'll learn to use in these easy to apply lessons. It's never too late to learn how to invest in your future. So please check it out. We can't wait to have you join us. Thank you. Welcome to the personal growth track of the program, where you will develop a crystal clear image of the person and future you truly desire. You will learn how to identify and create a blueprint for the future that you want. Now, in this track, you will redefine your image of yourself and grow your confidence by pushing your limits. You'll also be able to market yourself far more effectively because you will have developed the inner belief that fuels your dreams. You will gain improved communication skills that will have a lasting positive impact, both personally and professionally, for the rest of your life, so that you can get the dream job or change careers or get promoted and so much more. Get the confidence and tools you need to create the life that you want. Make the best decision you can make for your future and join me. Thank you. Two of the most important skills you need to succeed in your career are the ability to sell and the ability to market yourself. But traditional MBAs place very little, if any, emphasis on this area. They're stuck teaching theories that no longer have any relevance in modern society. In this section of the program called Sales, Marketing, and Communications, you'll learn how to sell, including your products, your services, and most importantly, yourself. I will teach you frameworks for qualifying your leads more effectively, along with an assortment of tips, tools, and techniques that you can use to elevate the value of your offer to your current or potential customers. I will teach you how to sell better than anybody you know.
You'll also learn how to communicate effectively during meetings and during presentations, as well as how to appeal to your customers' emotions and how to use empathy as your secret weapon. Inside this track of the program, you'll learn all of the skills needed to navigate the modern business landscape and succeed in any job. Don't sell yourself short. Learn how to get what you're worth. Come and check it out for yourself. Thank you. All right, and I'll keep answering your questions here. Icy wrote here, I want to do the finance and accounting. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. And for those that have taken my other finance courses, I teach it in a brand new way using brand new props. It's edutainment. I hope you thoroughly enjoy it. Oh, okay. All right, I've got breaking news here. Okay, we're going to breaking news now. Here we go. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Bob Burgundy from Haroun News Network, that's HNN, and I've got breaking news for you. It looks like technology behemoth Apple is trying to buy Nintendo. Breaking news, breaking news. I don't know if the deal will go through. I have to ask a number of our strategic advisors here to help us out to find out if this deal in fact will go through. And so the first strategic advisor that I want to ask is an expert in economics management and strategy. He works at a consulting firm called McKinsey, and his name is Chip Patterson. Chip, what are your thoughts? Yes, thank you, Bob, for that introduction. This is an extraordinary deal, and I think it might make sense, but I'm not really sure yet. And so here at McKinsey & Company, we pride ourselves on advising the most incredible companies and government agencies in the world. And so by the end of this MBA degree program, my fellow classmates here will help me to analyze if this extraordinary deal makes a lot of sense or not. Thank you, and cheerio. Thank you, Chip. The next expert we're going to ask is a finance and accounting expert who works at an investment bank called MHS, Morgan Haroun Sachs. His name is Gordon Lizard. Gordon, what are your thoughts on this deal?
Thanks, Bob. I really appreciate it, So here at Morgan Haroun Sachs, MHS actually, we're going to do a really deep dive to understand the financial statements of, Nintendo and Apple. And I pride myself on being an amazing investment banker. And we're actually going to have a lot of my fellow students here during the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program help me to build out the financials. And don't worry, I know a lot of us don't understand how finance and accounting works, but we will by the end of this MBA degree program. In fact, here's what we're going to do, We're going to figure it all out together. We're going to create the financial model, meaning the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, etc., for Nintendo as well as for Apple. And it's a bit complicated because Nintendo's an international company, and so their financial statements are a little bit different from Apple, but we're going to figure it out, And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to value the company using discounted cash flow, as well as price earnings multiple, price to revenue, and other metrics as well. And so that by the end of this MBA degree program, we will know how much Apple should potentially pay for Nintendo. Thanks, Bob. Back to you. Thank you, Gordon. Our next expert is somebody that knows a lot about sales, marketing, and communication, and his name is Stephen Ive. Stephen, you work at Apple. What are your thoughts on this deal? Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thanks. It's going to be important for me to convince our board and shareholders to approve of the deal. And I'm not much of a presenter, but I know that a lot of my fellow students here in the Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program are going to be able to help me to learn how to present much better in the SMC classes, that's sales, marketing, and communication classes, so that they'll give me advice, and together we'll be able to learn how to present to the board of Apple and the shareholders to convince them to the deal makes sense, or if it doesn't. Thank you, Bob. Back to you. Thank you, Stephen. Our next expert is an entrepreneurship expert named Tony Shark. Now, Tony was about to sign an exclusive contract with Apple for his virtual reality goggles and his company, Shark Virtual Reality. Tony, is this deal still going through for you, or because Nintendo has a great VR product, does Apple no longer need you, Tony? And what are you going to do about this? Yeah, thanks, Bob. So I was supposed to sign this exclusive contract with Apple for my, Shark virtual reality goggles. I think our product is a lot better than Nintendo's. And in the entrepreneurship track of this MBA degree program, my fellow students and I are going to work on a way to sell this product to Apple. And so this product's amazing. There's a hardware component to it, which has low margins. And then there's a software component to it with media, which is where you stream it, and it's really high margins. We got a great product here, much better than anybody else in the market. And so, last thing I'll say, Bob, and thanks again for having me on your show, is that by the end of this MBA degree program, my fellow classmates and I will be armed with this, and we'll have what it takes to be able to succeed in business and take our careers to the next level. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Our next guest is somebody off the street here, a random person I just met whose goal is to work at Apple. I want to ask you, from a personal growth perspective, how do you think you can get a job at Apple? So this guy's name here is Joe Jobs. How are you going to get that job? Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Bob. I really appreciate it. So my dream has always been to work at Apple, and I think I got what it takes. And I know that my fellow classmates and I in this Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program, in the personal growth classes, we're going to learn just a ton so that we can all get the job of our dreams. We'll learn how to interview and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to getting a lot of help from my fellow classmates so that we can get that dream job. I think I got what it takes. Thanks, Bob. Thank you, Joe. Well, there you have it. We talked to 5 experts who are going to help us understand how this deal is structured, if this deal will go through and whatnot. And by the end of this Haroun Education Ventures MBA degree program, you will all be armed with enough skills to understand from 5 different perspectives whether or not this deal makes sense. And those 5 perspectives are as follows: economics management and strategy, sales, marketing and communication, entrepreneurship, personal growth, and finance and accounting. I'm Bob Burgundy, signing out here from Haroun News Network's HNN.
All right. Well, thank you all for attending our 187th weekly webcast. So sorry about my voice. I feel amazing though. And I promise you my voice will be completely back by this weekend. So if you're my gold or platinum MBA program, we will have office hours today, starting at 11:20. It'll go for 2 hours. I canceled all the one-on-one meetings though today, so please reschedule. And if not, God bless y'all. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you in the gold class in about 40 minutes, have a great weekend. God bless you. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next Thursday and every Thursday forever. And again, I will sound perfect next week, but I feel amazing. And thank you all for your well wishes. God bless you. See you guys. Thanks. I can't find the end screen. Give me a second here. Oh, here it is here. All right, guys, take care. Thanks.